Sorry, just to let you know, I'm just recording the session.
Great, thank you. So I failed. I failed to pass the 11 pluses to get into grammar school. This was Leeds and Bradford Grammar. I got D, C's, and sometimes E's at school. Yet I was creative. I played the flute. I had lots of hobbies. I read lots. Where was I going wrong? I was bright, but I simply didn't work very hard. And I was always distracted. I was distracted by the TV, by neighbors. You probably have more distractions than I did. And I knew deep inside this had to change. So I changed my mindset and I started to work regularly and revise and disciplined myself. And if I didn't understand something, I was relentless and bought every book to make sure I understood. You have access to YouTube tutors, to online tutors. You have access to online courses. I practiced exam paper after exam paper and made myself good and knowledgeable. And if there's one thing you take away from this presentation, it's this. The people who succeed are not necessarily the brightest, but the ones that try the hardest, are resilient, and continue to try.
Hi. No, she can't hear you.
So my failures soon turned to successes. I aced my GCSEs and my A-levels, and the grammar schools which didn't offer me letters were offering me letters. And I ended up going to one of the best schools and Russell Group schools, Warwick Business School, which my teacher had told me initially not to apply for, or as my first choice. She thought I wouldn't get the grades, and they were high then. They were AAB. Now they're 3A stars. So, but my sister, my mum, my dad, they always believed in me. And remember, your parents will always believe in you. So no matter what your teachers say, what other people say, your friends say, always have that inner belief in yourself. So when I was thinking about careers, and I know in a few of the other sessions, a few of you talked about your careers and what you aspired to be and do. I thought I wanted to be an astronaut. I used to write to NASA and they used to send me pictures. I used to look at, pictures of Mars. I used to collect all their posters. And I thought I wanted to be an astronaut. I even thought I wanted to be an RAF pilot. And I know one of you wanted to be an RAF pilot too, and your teacher laughed at you, you told me. But the point is, we have the right to dream. I had the right to dream, and so do you. So, I wanted to be an author, a writer. I even wanted to be an investment banker. All my friends were doing it at university. And I had to look really deep inside me. And I had to look at, okay, what do I really enjoy? I was good at reading. I was good at writing. I was good at communication. I love presenting. I love being on stage. I like to hold attention. And I was creative. And at the time, I didn't know. And when I did my degree in management sciences, where you can have a go at law, economics, accounting, and finance, and you can, do HR or marketing, I realized I really like my marketing modules. They're the perfect option for me. And soon I started to network and speak to friends and family. Now you have so many more choices. You've got job forums, you've got apprenticeships, you're able to research online. Back then, 30 years ago, we didn't. We had to speak to people. And I found a job. I found a role in a huge marketing organization called Schneider Electric, where they did market research, the traditional type that was in the presentation about a nosy Parker. I organized marketing events, and they even sent me abroad to Chicago, where I organized events in New Orleans, Las Vegas, and my career had started through one conversation. So when I returned, my ambition only grew stronger, and I wanted more. I knew I wanted to move to London, and I wanted to apply and work in advertising. I'd spoken to someone in Chicago about a role in advertising, And I applied to one of the biggest creative agencies, Ogilvy. And I went for the interview and there was hundreds of us. And I failed. I didn't get through. But I picked myself up and I tried again. And I found a role without knowing in digital media. And it was for one of the biggest global ad agencies, Publicis Group. And this agency was growing. They'd won the BT account, Capital One. And at the time, I didn't know how prolific and big digital marketing was becoming. And I happened to be just in the right place, looking for something, looking for a career that was creative, innovative. And I applied and I passed my numeracy test and I got the interview and I got the job. So slowly but surely, my failure started to turn to success. And the point is, you will fail and you will continue to fail. I know I will continue to fail, but it's about turning those failures into successes. And it's okay because we have to experiment. We have to try new things. So that's a little bit about my story. And remember, it's the people who succeed are not necessarily the brightest. It's the ones that try the hardest, come back from setbacks and failure. You will fail interviews. You won't get through the first round. And it's okay because you just have to keep trying. So I'm going to talk about what are digital careers, and digital has grown over the last 30 years. So digital careers involve using technology to create, innovate, and solve problems. And there are a number of different digital careers out there. And I can talk you through a few, but when you enter the workplace in probably 10 years' time, there'll be careers that don't currently exist. So there's software development, a very traditional route. So usually you need a computer science degree. And some of the best universities are Cambridge University and Manchester University, Durham University. There's careers in creating apps. Apps didn't exist before 2008. This was 15 years ago. Now there's careers creating those apps. Apps include TikTok, Meta, Facebook. There's games and software. Games? And you can develop games. My daughter developed a game on Scratch. And it was using Princess Peach and apples dropping down, and there was a block, and you could catch the apples. She's 9, and if she can do this at 9, and I'm sure a lot of you know how to use Scratch and Python, just imagine what you're going to be able to do in 10 years' time. And then other careers, cybersecurity, digital payments. And as more and more people went online, well, there was data, lots of data about people and individuals, what they like, what they don't like, what sorts of videos they like. And we needed data scientists who would gather all this information and analyze it. And that's where your numerical skills come in, okay, your analysis skills. But equally, there's the digital marketers and advertisers like myself, the creative skills, the innovative skills, where you have to strategize and you have to think of ideas and ways in which you can communicate with your audience through social media, through mobile media, search marketing, affiliate marketing. There's so many avenues in digital careers that didn't exist when I was at school. So why choose a digital career? And this is just showing the growth of the digital job sector. So in 2020, globally, there were 41 million jobs. And this is set to grow only in the next couple of years to 190 million. And the point is that this is only going to become more exponential and accelerate. So there is a world of opportunity which is coming thick and fast in the next 30 years, which your parents don't know about, which you won't know about, which I don't know about. But the point is, it's the skills that you are developing at school now, your relationship building, communication, presentation, numerical skills. And some of you might think, oh, I really hate maths. And I wasn't good at maths. And I made myself good at maths. And the point is, you don't have to be a genius to have some of these careers. And it just shows you a lot of these careers are in software development, cloud, data roles, artificial intelligence. No one knows what's going to happen with artificial intelligence. It looks at how robots are going to, you know, act and mimic humans and use information. But it's exciting, and those conversations are happening now. And in the future, you may become the head of artificial intelligence in some company. So there are lots of opportunities out there, and there's endless opportunities in the digital world, which are evolving. And digital careers offer you a diverse career path, and key skills that you need are problem solving. Digital careers involve real world problems using technology, and they're in high demand. And skilled digital professionals are in high demand globally. And 30 years ago, I remember the school was teaching us how to use Excel and PowerPoint, and I had no idea. The internet didn't exist at that point for us. It only became available to the general public. I think I was maybe 14, my sister was 16, 1993. So the point is that digital advertising is only going to grow, and there's going to be more and more opportunities, and we need to stay open to those opportunities. So what skills are needed? So think about what you do at school. How do you problem solve? And I'm happy for you to write in the chat as well. What sort of problem solving skills do you use? Do you do coding and programming? I know that my nieces and nephews, my daughter, they use Scratch and Python. I can't even code. So just imagine in 9 years' time what you're going to be able to do. And you need creativity and innovation. I know quite a few of you are very innovative, very creative, and can draw and have wonderful Christmas cards and you know, creative artwork. So you're going to need all these skills, and these skills are what you're developing at school. And finally, you're going to learn to be, you need to be adaptable and willing to learn. And remember, you'll always be a student. I'm still a student. I'm always going to be a student because I'm going to be constantly learning. The world is changing quickly, and there's new opportunities. So you have to learn new technology. TikTok did not exist. It existed in 2018. So just imagine suddenly everyone's going live, they're going on videos, and that's becoming big. So, and one of you mentioned YouTube. Again, think about careers that you could potentially have working for Google or YouTube. So how do you prepare for a career in digital? We'll start learning early, explore coding, robotics, online courses, get involved, join a tech club, go to coding camps. There's lots of coding camps during half term, and build a portfolio or work experience and showcase your work. I remember my daughter went to STEM Den and she came back and she created a fairground ride. How did you just create a fairground ride? We didn't have those opportunities, and you do. So stay up to date with the latest tech trends and continuously learning. And what's most important is enjoy it, because if you have fun doing what you do and you love your subjects, then you're going to do well, and you're going to discover new things, and you're going to enjoy yourself. So think deep, think, what am I really good at? And those things that you do struggle with, try hard at them, because you all have to do your maths, your English, your sciences, as well as, you know, a language is always good, and your histories and your geographies and your arts and DT, and there's so many more GCSEs, business studies, which you can do.